the site. The archaeologist who conducted the excavation here was Dr. David Pendergast. Now, Dr. David Pendergast managed to survey the area, and he came across 718 buildings on a 4.5 square kilometer area. Now, of the 718 buildings, he managed to investigate 70 buildings, and what is now presently open for the public to view is what you can see on pictures, okay? Only 6 we get to see today out of 718. Lamanai was settled 1500 BC. Lamanai's population was 45,000 people. Agriculture, aquaculture was the means of sustenance for its people. And folks, as you can see on the map also, the Mayas of Lamanai did manage to seek contact with 2 cultures from overseas. They had contact with the Spanish, and they also had contact with the English. Remember that I mentioned that the collapse and demise of the Mayan civilization was around 980, but Lamanai kept on going, so much so that they did manage to seek contact with 2 cultures. In 1544, 2 Spanish missionaries arrived. They came to see if they can convert the Mayas, of course. The priest names are Bartolomé de Fuensalida and Juan de Orbita. They came to see if they can convert the Mayas, but guess what? They failed on converting the Mayas because the Mayas had already had their own gods, not gods. Now, any and everything you could imagine of, probably and most likely the Mayas would have had a god for it. Now, to let you know, to mention a few, the Mayas, for instance, had the god of the rain, Chak, the god of the sun, Kinishahau, the god of the wind, Ik, the god of the merchants, Ekchua, the god of suicide, Ishtab, the goddess of moon and medicine, Ishchel, the god of night and day, Hunapku, the god of creation, Itzabna, the god of the corn, Yunkash. I mean, the list went on and on and on. So this contradiction between Mayan polytheism, Catholic monotheism is what led the Mayas to retaliate, and they destroyed both churches, not only one, but the 2 churches that the Spanish built, the Mayas wind up destroying it. You see, the Mayas retaliated. Now the English came and they had contact with the English as well. Now folks, last but not least, and it will be that word there, Lamanai. Now, according to the archaeologists, and especially an epigrapher who was part of the archaeological team who came from the University of London, England, Dr. Simon Martin, they claim that the site's name is not Lamanai. That is not the correct name. That is not the original name. Why? If we were to take Lamanai and translate Lamanai into English, folks, presently Lamanai will mean submerged insect. And yes, we will agree with them. We don't believe, we don't imagine, we don't think the Mayas would have wanted to refer to their city as the city of submerged insect. We don't think so. Not when they knew that their city was extremely prosperous, powerful, religious, wealthy. Above all, they knew that they had control. They knew that they had rights over that river we just used and traversed this morning. At the end of the day, folks, this river will link the lowlands with the highlands and vice versa. So we don't think they would have wanted to refer to their city as the city of submerged insect, okay? So the correct and appropriate name for the site, folks, is Lamanayin. Lamanayin. Translation, submerged crocodile. Now, why is it called Lamanai today? Well, folks, ever since they started to publish maps in the world, and the first to be public was in 1640. Enshrined in public print appears the name of this site as Lamanai. So the archaeologists said, you know what, let's go ahead and keep using that word Lamanai. But the Spanish priests who came here are the ones believed to be the ones responsible for the mispronunciation, the distortion of the name. They are the ones that mispronounce the site's name. Also, you want to bear that back then there was 31 Mayan dialects being spoken. Just in Belize now, we have 3. Yucatec Maya in the north, Quechua Maya in the south, and Mopan Maya in the west. You see, folks? So there's where we are assuming the mispronunciation started with Spanish arriving here. And this could happen to any of us today, even today. Because I can let you know that when I was growing up, looking at the news in CNN, I used to see Washington, and beside I used to see brackets. I used to say Seattle. Something is happening in Seattle. Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
All right? So there's where the mispronunciation started. Guys, do you have any questions?